And we are back. Power Rankings, Week 2 edition. We're going to see some movement, some staying the same. Whether you're moving up or moving down. At number 32, staying the same, I have the Arizona Cardinals. They actually did a good job. They stayed with the Commanders the whole game and are actually leading at one point. They end up losing 20-16 though, however, so it doesn't mean much. And unfortunately, I am going to keep you there because of that. And more than likely, in order for the the Cardinals to move up, they're either going to need to win a game or another team who is in the lower tier lose a game so badly. At number 31, going down 2 spots, we got the Chicago Bears. They end up losing 38-20 to the Green Bay Packers. A game where I honestly didn't expect. I thought the Bears were going to win because the Packers usually struggle week 1. And the Packers have a new quarterback. But no, the Bears really struggled against the Packers. They end up losing in a blowout fashion. They got a garbage time touchdown. So that 20 isn't even really a 20. So yeah, down 2 spots to 31. Number 30, we have the Houston Texans also going down 2 spots. They end up losing 25-9 to the Baltimore Ravens, which in all fairness is a team I expect to do good. It was a team I expected to make the playoffs. But I mean, C.J. Stroud did not look great. You only had 3 field goals. It was a real struggle for you guys, so I'm going to move you down to. At number 29, going up 2 spots, we have the Indianapolis Colts. First off, let's just hope Anthony Richardson's okay. Second off, you end up keeping it close with the Jaguars the whole game, losing 31-21. So, credit where credit's due. And that is enough to bump you up. So, yeah. At number 28, we have the Panthers going down a spot. By the way, I forgot, every team I've mentioned so far is winless. They are 0-1, including the Panthers. You end up losing 28-14 to the Falcons. And the Falcons weren't even great. All you had to do was stop the run game for the Falcons, and you probably win that game. But you were unable to do so, causing you to lose. Bryce Young looked very sluggish in his first game. I'd say out of the 3 rookie quarterbacks who started, I'd say he was second best. I'd say Richardson was the best, and Stroud was the worst. Bryce Young right in the middle. And yeah, like I said, don't expect anything. It's your first year with a quarterback. You're going to probably suck, but expect to take a jump next year. At number 27, we have the Broncos going down 4 spots. Again, you lose 17-16 in week 1. Again, I don't know how you do it, but the Broncos did it. Losing to the Raiders as well. So it's a division game, so it's not the end of the world. Division games are usually tough. But a loss in a very high-powered AFC, or supposedly high power, you end up losing. It's going to be very tough now for a team like you, who is an outsider to make the playoffs, in my opinion. Now makes it even harder. At number 26, we have the LA Rams. Oh, by the way, the Rams are going up 4 spots. They are 1-0. Broncos are 0-1. I forgot to mention that again. The Rams, the first team to have a win on this power rankings, they end up beating the Seahawks 30-13 in a game I expected the Rams to win. That's why they're not going sky high. It's a division game. I had a very strong feeling the Seahawks were going to struggle out the gate. And I was right. Does this mean the Rams are back? to their Super Bowl form? No. Doesn't mean the Seahawks are going to be bad? No. Well, potentially both, actually. But I don't think either's the case. I think the Rams just had a good week 1. I think they're going to... I don't know who they played in week 2, but they're probably going to collapse again. But congrats. 25 going up a spot. We have the 1-0 Las Vegas Raiders. Same thing with the Rams. It's the Raiders. I don't think they're going to be good, but I did expect them to pull off the upset in week 1. That's about all there is to it. It's a division game as well, so it can go either way. And the fact that you only scored 17 points is a bit concerning, but it's okay. At number 24, staying the same, we have the Tennessee Titans. Losing 16-15 to the New Orleans Saints does suck. Same thing goes with every other AFC team I've mentioned. I didn't expect you to make the playoffs, and now this is going to hurt even more for your chances. But the good news is, with the horrible roster and the great coach you have, you kept it so close with one of the better teams in the league, in my opinion. So, kudos to you. I think, if you have any chance of making the playoffs, you can thank Mike Vrabel. 0-1, by the way. 23, the Buccaneers are 1-0. They're going up 2 spots. They pulled the upset off on the Vikings, but same thing goes with the Rams, with the Raiders. I expected them to win this game and then kind of fall off. And I feel like I'm going to be right with pretty much all of these teams. It was actually an amazing game. I didn't end up watching much of it, but I could tell by the score and, how much action was going on that it was indeed a good game, 20-17. I think this is maybe Baker's chance to kind of prove himself. At 22 going down a spot, we have the 1-0 Falcons. Yeah, really struggled against the Panthers, who I think are going to be a bottom 5 team record-wise to end the season. So that's a big concern right there. In a division where, in my opinion, it's you and the Saints competing to win it. Sorry, Panthers and Buccaneers fans. I just don't think, you're good enough. It really blows my mind that you struggle that much. It's a divisional game, so I understand. But, if you want to keep up with the Saints, I feel like you're going to need to do something. 21. Down 4 spots, we have the Steelers. I thought this was going to be an upset. I thought the Steelers were going to upset the 49ers because I thought Brock Purdy was a fraud. I thought he was not nearly as good as, people were making him out to be. I thought he was going to struggle compared to last season. And boy, was I wrong. I thought Kenny Pickett's preseason was a great sign. He sucked this game. So there goes everything in the preseason. I think the Steelers are going to have a very tough time this season now. I think this might also be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. Sorry, Steelers, but you don't get to lose 30-7 and expect positive things. At number 20, we have the Giants going down 9 spots, their own one. Thank you for wasting Sunday night, making me watch your horrendous performance. 40-0. Not only did you get blown out in front of everyone, one of the most popular fan bases, but you put up 0 points. How? This is a team who made the playoffs last year, by the way, put up 0 points. They didn't even lose anyone. They kept majority of their guys. They kept Saquon. They kept Daniel Jones. They kept their roster together. They added Darren Waller. And yet, you put up 0 points. Enough said about you. You do not deserve the spotlight. At number 19, we have the Commanders. They're going to be going down a spot. Congrats on winning. You're 1-0. But you barely beat the Cardinals. The team who I expected to maybe go 0-17. You barely beat. And I am going to be a bit harsh on you as well because you were my Eliminator pick. If you want to know more about the Eliminator, you can watch either last week's predictions or the full length, by the way, or this week's predictions, which isn't out yet, but it will be out tomorrow. Unbelievable how you kept it that close. Sam Howell looks alright. He doesn't look like, the guy Ron Rivera and the Commanders were making him out to be. At least you got a win in front of your new ownership. But man, did you struggle. And man, am I concerned. I thought you were potentially going to be a dark horse to make the playoffs. And barely beating the Cardinals has pretty much gotten rid of all of that. Number 18, we have New Orleans. They're going to be going up 2 spots. Congrats. A 16-15 win over the Titans. It was a very hard-fought victory. I actually really enjoyed watching this game. This was one of the primary games I did watch with Sunday Ticket, watching the 4 games at once. Always tried to make this one of the priorities. My only concern is that your head coach looks horrible. Dennis Allen, but hopefully your roster can make up for the lack of coaching that you have. Derek Carr obviously is probably one of the best guys to have to do that instead of having a young, unproven quarterback. You have a veteran who's always in the middle of the pack in terms of starting quarterbacks. Number 17, we got my Green Bay Packers. They're going to be going up 6 spots. I didn't expect them to win, let alone dominate the Chicago Bears. Jordan Love, he looked alright. Definitely a bit of concern due to his accuracy, barely going over 500, but that is okay. The big thing I am so happy about is the rest of the team. The running backs doing their thing. The O-line, who I did think was going to take a step back, looked very solid. And the defense looked amazing. The only thing they struggled with was stopping Fields in the running game, which is completely acceptable. And yeah, I'm very happy about what this team has shown and potentially a playoff team now. Number 16, we have New England. They're going to be going up 3 spots, even though you lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, I may add. Reigning NFC champs. You lost by 5 points and kept that game competitive, and you were 25 yards away from scoring and taking the lead. But unfortunately, you weren't able to get 2 feet in bounds in that one play. I'm very excited to see what this Patriots team can do. It sucks that you lost, because same with the other few teams I mentioned, the AFC didn't expect you to make the playoffs, and now this is going to hurt your chances even more. But let's see. At number 15, we have the Vikings staying the same. I'm going to say the same thing I've said about a bunch of these teams, except the opposite. I expected them to lose this game. Does that think they're going to change? No. Do I think they're going to improve? Yes, because it's pretty hard to get worse from that. Unless if you pull a Giants, game. I think you're fine. I think you're a playoff team. Probably not winning the division now, because I thought Detroit had it, and now it's going to be even tougher for you. But let's see. Maybe you give it a run. Same with number 14, the Seahawks. They're going to be saying the same as well. Same exact thing I just said as the Vikings. I didn't expect you to win your division. I expected you to be a wild card team, and I still think you're going to be. Just because you lost one game that I expected you to lose. Granted, a bit more concerned with you because I expected you to lose a close game like the Vikings did, but you lost by 17. So a bit more concern for you, but I also feel like you have the better roster compared to the Vikings, so I feel like you have the better chance. At number 13, we got the Cleveland Browns going up 3 spots. I expected the Browns to win this game. They always beat the Bengals. It's no surprise. But man, the whole Joe Burrow to less than 100 passing yards. I want to say you only allowed Ja'Marr Chase to have like 2 catches for 9 yards or something ridiculous. To allow T. Higgins to have 0 catches on 8 targets. This team may be special. And man, am I all for it. I was not expecting them to be this good. I expected them to probably miss the playoffs, but they were going to be team number 8. They just miss it. But now they're looking like they could win the whole entire AFC after that game. Number 12, we have the Ravens. They're going to be staying the same. You really struggled against the Texans until late in the game, and that was essentially just like, you were making sure the game was out of reach. So I don't really count what you did at the end of the game as significant. But you won. That's a great job. And yeah, that's really all there is to say about this team. Nothing stood out besides Zay Flowers, which I did think was overrated, but maybe he's proven me wrong. I'm excited to see it. At number 11, maybe the biggest frauds in the NFL. Down, how many spots is it? 8 spots. It's not the highest. It is second highest behind the Giants, though, I will say. Bit of a spoiler. The Cincinnati Bungles. How do you lose 24-3 to the Browns? Joe Burrow looked bad. Ja'Marr Chase looked bad. T. Higgins looked bad. You're lucky that you have a great team and you usually aren't great to start the season. But if you lose another game, you might drop out of the top half. You're the Bengals. You've been to the AFC Championship in back-to-back seasons. Went to the Super Bowl in one of them. How are you this bad now? That you're putting up a field goal. That's it. A field goal. Unbelievable. Number 10, down 6 spots, we have the Bills. You lost to Zach Wilson. A game I expected you to dominate, even with Aaron Rodgers, who is sadly out for the season. Hope for a good recovery, and I hope you stick around for another year like you said so. And thanks for, this sounds a bit messed up, but Packers now only getting a second instead of a first for you. But it's besides the point. I care more about your health than a draft pick. Bills. You lost to the Jets with Zach Wilson. You put up 16 points as one of the most high-powered offenses out there. How will you manage that? You not only barely made a field goal that sent into overtime. You doinked it in, so lucky Tyler Bass. But you went 3 and out on the first overtime drive. You got the ball first. You had a chance to end it before the Jets even got a chance. And you punted the ball away after a 3 and out, and they took that shit and ran with it. Wow. At number 9, we have the Chargers. They're going to be staying the same. Their own one. I don't know what to say. Herbert could not have pretty much played any better. Dude put up 34 points and lost. This is not the offense's fault. The defense can't be allowing more than 34 points in a game. It's just horrific. Chargers, if your defense figures it out, don't worry, you're fine. At number 8, we have the Jets. They're going to be staying the same. I don't know what to say. You really struggled, but you somehow pulled that game out. And you proved me wrong. I was expecting you to get blown out no matter who your quarterback was. And you definitely proved me wrong. You won that game and you deserve to win it. There was a tripping penalty that should have been called on Chaz Surratt. Who cares? Like, the Jets are going to win that game regardless once they got that big return. It does not matter. Bills, quit complaining about that penalty. Play better. Jets, I am so proud of you guys. Congratulations. Number 7, we have the Detroit Lions up 6 spots. I'll say it. I was wrong. I was expecting them to get destroyed against the Chiefs without Travis Kelce, without Chris Jones, and they won. That's the big thing to name, though. Without Travis Kelce and without Chris Jones, with those two, I think it's a different story, but I'm not going to discredit the win. They still won that game. They deserve to win that game, and they deserve to be arguably higher, but I can't stomach putting any of these teams above the Lions, lower than, their respective spots. So, Lions, a huge congratulations on your win, and man, am I excited to see you guys come next week. Number 6, we have the Dolphins. They're going to be going up 4 spots. It's the Dolphins. They put up 36 points and barely won. Same thing. You almost lost that game putting up 36 points. Your defense can't be allowing that. This is supposed to be one of the top defenses in the league, even without Jalen Ramsey. And you still did that. So congratulations. I am a bit concerned with that defense, though, because Jalen Ramsey is going to be out to, week 8 or so. So, try and avoid shootouts next time. Just offense, keep doing your thing. Defense, you got to find something else. Number 5, we have the Duval. The Jacksonville Jaguars going to be staying the same. They get a solid 31-21 win over the Colts. And that's really all that happened. Congrats. I mean, you earned that. I'm excited to see what the Jaguars can do because a lot of people have them winning the whole entire, AFC during the regular season because of their schedule, which, from what it seems like they could easily do. So, congrats. Number 4, they're going to be going down 3 spots, is the Chiefs. Even though you lost, Chiefs, you're missing 2 of your top 3 players. So, it's fine, but you got it, and you're lucky the Bills and the Bengals also lost because that's your 2 biggest competitions right there with you in the winless category. But the fact that actually it doesn't really shock me. The Raiders are winning the division. It would be them or the Broncos. But the fact that the Raiders have sole possession of first place, the only team with a win in the AFC West, blows my mind. Chiefs, you can't be letting this happen. I still think you're going to be more than fine because you just got Chris Jones extended. And I'm pretty sure Travis Kelce is going to be back next week. So I'm expecting you to get things going. Number 3, going up 4 spots, we got the boys, the Dallas Cowboys. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. It's happened so many times. NFL, if you happen to watch this video, stop putting the Cowboys and the Giants on primetime games. It's never been competitive. It's not going to be for the next 5 years probably. Stop doing it. I don't even have anything to say about the game. The Cowboys dominated. That's all there is to say. The Cowboys did everything they possibly could have. Scored on offense, scored on defense. Hell, they scored on special teams. But I don't care about that. I want you, NFL, to make more enjoyable games. I don't want to watch Cowboys and Giants on primetime. I don't. No one does. Because it's always going to result in that. Anyway, congrats, Cowboys. On number 2, we got San Fran. I actually don't have a number for them. I think they're going up 3 spots. They are. You don't get to win 30-7 over a team I was expecting you to lose to and not get positive reviews. Brock Purdy, I am sorry that I questioned you. I hope you can forgive me. Christian McCaffrey looked amazing. I literally didn't say anything about McCaffrey. He's arguably the best running back in the league. Brandon Ayuk. I thought you weren't going to be as great as people are making you out to be. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive me. Deebo Samuel didn't look great in that game. I didn't see anything about George Kittle, so I'm assuming he didn't do great. But this team just looked amazing, like they always do. So, great job. And number one, it's got to be the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is going to be the Chiefs. If till they lose, no matter how close it is, unless if it's the 49ers. The 49ers are the only team I can see dethroning them, unless if it's the Cowboys beating them. Then the 49ers or the Eagles are going to be the number one spot until they lose. Plain and simple. Unless it's the 49ers, next week do the same exact thing where they put up 30 points and allow less than 10. And the Eagles do the same thing they do where they barely win a game they should have dominated. Congrats, Eagles. You looked amazing. And yeah. But that's pretty much it. That's all 32 teams for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I'll see you guys next time, which will be on Wednesday, tomorrow, when this video comes out. This video coming out on Tuesday. Tomorrow on Wednesday will be the predictions. And then after that, you might get a video Thursday. I have no idea, but you will on Friday with Browns franchise. Hopefully, an actual game, because if you missed it, week 1 of the Browns franchise, for some reason corrupted, and I'm still not over it. Thank you, EA. But that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know if you disagree or agree with any of these picks.